What's happening, y'all? Rich Sosa coming back at you with another video today. And before we get started, I just gotta go ahead and say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. So comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. So as you can see from the looks of the thumbnail, title, and screen, today, man, I'm bringing y'all a very special build today, and this one's going to be coming out to the Physical Rim Reaper. Now, not only do I love this build name, but this is going to remind me of those defensive days that we used to see with Kevin Durant on the Golden State Warriors. And look at these top attributes: the strength, defensive rebound, and block. And go ahead and check out the actual breakdown. So wins physical matchups, absolute vacuum on the defensive glass, elite chase down blocker, no big weaknesses to report, and these go-to badges are going to be Hall of Fame strong handle, gold BOXOUT beast, and off-ball pass. So this is about the 19th build that we've created together on this channel. And if you want to find more builds like this with no weaknesses to report, be sure to check out any of the previous videos that I posted on my channel, and I'll definitely get y'all right. So before we move any further, I just want to say thank y'all so much for the support. God bless every single one of you. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. We just hit 17,000 big supporters, and I just want to say thank every single one of y'all. Now with this build, man, I guarantee you this is going to be an archetype that you can use throughout the year. As of season 1 up to about season 8, 9, and 10, I guarantee you, with the way that I broke it down today, you're going to get the best animations, jump shots, badges, takeovers, everything. But before we move any further, man, every single video I've been opening up with a scripture just to share and relate with y'all. So this one's going to be coming out of the book of Romans 12 verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. And this is just a strong message that I want to share to my community, but also the 2K community, bro, to put God's name out there, because I'm going to be real. There's not enough people mentioning the name of Jesus Christ in this community, but in gaming as a whole, bro. And I just want to be one stepping stone toward that. So once again, thank y'all for your support. And like I mentioned, bro, in every single video, I'm going to continue to put out the face cams and continue to put out these crazy builds for y'all. So let's go ahead and get to the breakdown of this one today. Now, if you do want to make any types of changes, adjustments, feel free to do so off your own liking. But I guarantee y'all, with the way that I'm bringing it today, you definitely don't want to change anything about it. It may change some of the build, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses. So as far as for this one today, we're going to be making this one out of that small forward position. When it comes towards that height, I'm going to go with 6'9". And then for that weight, man, you want to put this all the way up to 244 pounds. And that wingspan, I'm going to put this to 7'1". Now, as far as when it comes towards the body types, we get firm, muscular, and burly. Now, a whole lot of potential when it comes towards the badges that we can get, especially out of tier 1. But now let's go ahead and move forward. So the first area that I like to start out with every single build is going to be the physicals, and that's going to give you a great idea of which badges and animations and even cap breakers that you should be using. So I'm going to go with an 80 when it comes towards our speed, and at this height, bro, I want it to be the fastest possible. As far as for that agility, let's go up to a 76, 89 when it comes towards that strength. And then to wrap up everything when it comes towards the vertical, let's go all the way up to a 79. Now, I know a lot of y'all might be questioning this 89 strength, but I guarantee you it's going to pay well down the road when it comes towards, you know, defensive, setting screens, being able to, you know, bully on the interior as well. Now, for that finishing, let's go up to a 65 close shot. Once we get into that driving layup, I'm going to go with a 70. Moving into that driving dunk, I'm going to go up to a 75. 60 when it comes towards our standing dunk. And then as far as when it comes towards that post control, we're going to leave this at a 54. So whenever it comes down to, you know, this build, I really want to make sure that we're not, you know, catering too much towards one area. I want to be sure that we're well-rounded with each of these builds that I bring to y'all, especially this one. So when it comes towards the shooting, let's go up to a 75 mid-range shot. As far as when it comes towards that three-pointer, I'm going to put this up to an 83, so that way we get limitless range. And I guarantee y'all, bro, you're still going to be able to shoot consistently with an 83 three-point shot. Now for that free throw, I'm going to put this up to a 66. If it were my liking, bro, I would put this to a 60. Now let's go ahead and move into that playmaking. I'm going to go up to a 71 pass accuracy. As far as when it comes towards this ball handle, I'm going to put this up to an 80. And then to wrap up everything with that speed with ball, man, you got to go with a 68 to get lightning lock. That is probably a mandatory if you want to be dribbling this year. Now, let's wrap up everything with the defense and rebounding. So I'm going to go with a 72 interior defense. As far as when it comes towards that perimeter, I'm going to go up to an 83. 73 when it comes towards that steal, the block, I'm going to go up to an 87. And as far as when it comes towards the actual rebounding, man, this is where I think the build gets really crazy. So I'm going to go with an 88 for that defensive side. As far as when it comes towards, you know, the offensive, to be able to not get any weaknesses on this build, bro, you have to go with a 79. And this is what we're going to be looking like once you get this build maxed out to 99 overall. So I think we're pretty well balanced, especially once you consider which areas that you should be using cap breakers towards. So I'm going to show y'all a few ideas that I got. As far as when it comes towards this vertical, look, you need one cap breaker put towards the vertical and the block to be able to get high flying denier on the gold tier. Now, if you were to use a max +1 or +2, you'll be able to go from silver to gold high flying denier, and then from gold to Hall of Fame or legend. On top of that, bro, it's only going to take an additional 3 cap breakers to get Hall of Fame pogo stick if you throw that towards that vertical. Now look, when it comes towards that defensive rebound, if you use 4 cap breakers here, or if you want to go crazy and use 6, you can get Hall of Fame BOXOUT Beast, Gold Rebound Chaser, upgrade possibly both of these to the Legend and Hall of Fame tier. But I think that this build is definitely well-rounded, especially at the height of 6'9", bro. Now when it comes towards that perimeter defense, look, if you go ahead and use 1 cap breaker towards this area, you're going to be able to get Gold Immovable Enforcer. Do it one more time, bro, and I guarantee y'all you're going to be able to get Silver On-Ball Menace. Very special on this build. Now once you check out that block, look, the 1 cap breaker there is going to allow you to get high fly denier, but once we get into the actual, you know, interior defense, this is where I'm starting to think if it's worth it throwing a few extra cap breakers towards this area, 2 specifically to get bronze post lockdown. But if you use 3 to get paint patroller, and then, you know, down the road you're obviously going to have to upgrade more of the block to get it on the gold tier, that's something that you can definitely do. Now the pass accuracy, I'm pretty happy with a 71, but I can see some of y'all wanting to go up to at least, you know, a 76 for the silver versatile visionary and break starter. As far as for that speed with ball, man, I think we're perfect. And then moving into that 3-point shot, so I would consider using 2 cap breakers here, just so that way you're able to get Deadeye on the silver tier. The 85 is going to be perfect. The mid-range shot, you know, I'm not worried too much about this. The 66 free throw, I mentioned you can take this down if you want to. But as far as when it comes towards that close shot, you know, you get float game. The driving layup, you know, you get physical finisher. And then that driving dunk, man, we're still going to be able to get posterizer, some of those upgraded dunk packages. The 60 standing dunk, the same goes here. And even if you wanted to use 5 cap breakers towards that driving dunk, you'll be able to get some extra dunk packages as well. So there's so many different things about this build that I think a lot of y'all can really pick it up and find a whole lot of fun with it, especially considering that you can dribble, be a really great defender and rebounder. And on top of that, bro, we're 6'9", so you're going to be able to really move around the court at ease. But look, you're still able to finish and shoot on this build, bro. As long as you know how to dribble a little bit, play some defense, and you know, you can even play as a big on this build if you wanted to. You know, I'm curious to know your thoughts and opinions. If there's anything that y'all would change about this build, let me know down below. But as far as when it comes towards these takeovers, so if you wanted to, you can pick any of these 4 right here. Right now, we only get 4 options, but once you do decide to use those cap breakers, that's where you're going to be able to unlock more of these other takeovers. And it's all going to come down to your preference. You know, if you want to change anything about this build, you can definitely do so. But I think it's worth it, you know, sticking with the takeovers that you do got. And one that I would really consider is going to be 3 and D. You're going to get a boost, an 88 3-point shot, 81 midi, 88 perimeter defense at the height of 6'9", bro. Or even if you wanted to go with, you know, Glass Gunner, a 93 defensive rebound, 81 midi, 88 3-pointer, and you're still going to be able to even possibly upgrade that pass accuracy with offensive artists, man. So I really don't think that there's any wrong options to pick from with this build. And just to go over a few badges, man, you know, you can upgrade possibly, like I mentioned, pogo stick if you want to get it to the legend tier. Same thing when it comes towards, you know, lightning launch if you want to get this on the gold tier. Even when it comes towards, you know, on-ball menace, high flying denier, there's so many different badges that I would really consider using the max +1 and the max +2 towards. But overall, man, it's going to come down to your preference, your play style. I would even consider upgrading posterizer, bro, or limitless range, intercept. There's a lot of greatness coming out of this build, bro. Now I want to know your thoughts and opinions. Is there anything that you potentially would change on this archetype today? But without further ado, bro, let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that everybody made this one correctly. And I can't get over that comparison of Kevin Durant on the Warriors, bro. Looks so nice. And as you can see, we have created the physical Rim Reaper. And I'm going to call this a replica of Kevin Durant, bro, because the fact that we get this build name and look at these strengths, bro, no big weaknesses to report. This says Kevin Durant all about it. Now, I'm not talking about the shooting. But the defensive stats, bro, if y'all paid attention to Kevin Durant when he was on the Warriors, he was probably one of the best interior defenders and shot blockers back in the day, bro. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for the support. And for those of you who made it to the very end, bro, I just want to say, man, this is for y'all, man. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this build. And if you have a different archetype that y'all want me to get into, leave a comment down below. Leave the attributes, hit me up on any of my social medias above, and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. But before we get out of here, I just want to say God bless every single one of you. And of course, man, thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. So if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from so I can get back to you with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.